Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 21, and have I got a video for you today. We're going to be starting from the back of the grid here in Assen with Dennis Foggia, and we're going to be taking a ride-through penalty. Now I'm very keen to see how we can do this. We have 75% race, so 16 laps to go from the back of the grid to the front to take a ride-through penalty and then hopefully win the race. So without further ado, let's crack on with Assen. So we look to the lights and we will wait for them to disappear, and away we go. The challenge is now underway. We needed a rocket in today's video, so who else to choose apart from Dennis Foggia, aka the Rocket himself. So already up into top 25 positions, going into Harbach for the right-hander. Can we hold it around the outside of a couple of riders? It looks like Yuki Kuni is getting in our way, and the same can be said for another of the Jason Dupasquier, may he rest in peace, as we go on the right-hand side for Ossa Broken for the right-hander for turn 3. Now going into turn 4, super close there to the rear tyre of Adrian Fernandez. We're getting kind of stuck on him as we dive with the inside of Carlos Tatai and the light. Ryusi Yamanaka up into 14th position as we give John McPhee a little bit of a shove, as now Dennis Foggia moving ahead of Romano Fenati. We are having to be this aggressive because we have to get to the front as sooner rather than later. We have to get up there quickly and try to get through the ride-through penalty as quick as possible, because I don't know how many laps we're going to need. Look at that move to the inside of Gabriel Rodrigo. That was a very daring move, excuse me. That was Jeremy Alcoba. Things are going very, very quickly here as we now dive for the inside of Dennis Onchu as well. We're up into the top 10 already with power setting 3 enabled, but I have to be careful with power setting 3. I don't want to end up using too much power and running out in the middle of the race. So we'll let Tatsuki Suzuki run it in a little bit wide there, go for that tighter apex, and hopefully then bring on the acceleration of the Honda to try and get in behind Gabriel Rodrigo. There is the world champion as well, Pedro Acosta. Can we go around the outside of Rodrigo? Maybe not quite. Go for the inside line perhaps. Power setting 3 enabled, going to actually drop it down to 2 just briefly and take a little bit of slipstream. Andrea Mini was having a look around. He's like, goodness me, was that the man who started last place? You better believe it was. We get on the left hand side. Whoa, careful, touching the green there as we get out of shape, going into the pits for the very first time. Lap 1, here we go. We can calm, just relax a little bit, except that we're going into the pits. How much time are we going to lose here? This is the big part now. Do we lose 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 35, 25 seconds? How long is it going to take? This is the nerve-wracking part. 10 seconds behind, 11 seconds behind, 12 seconds behind. Goodness me, this could get a rather large gap. If it's under 20 seconds, I'm pretty confident we'll do this. If it's any longer than that, I'm not so sure. Now, I did only choose 75% race distance, so 16 laps is what we've got. 22 seconds is the gap. 23 seconds roughly. 22.5 seconds, there you go. 22.5 seconds is what we've got to tackle now. Use power setting 3. Let's just go for it. I'm pretty confident if we can get a second a lap, maybe a little bit more, we'll get there in time. This is going to be super tense actually. I have no idea whether this is going to work or not. 16 laps might have been a little bit too optimistic. I don't really know. But before we continue, I need to give a massive shout out to DV Spacey. I hope I pronounced that right. One of the guys from the Discord server. This was originally his idea. He suggested doing some sort of ride-through penalty or just doing a lap behind. So I've kind of manipulated it to be a ride-through penalty to make it a little bit more different, but also to make it work in the sense of the game. So power setting 2 enabled. I don't know if I'm going to need to use power setting 3 straight away. I'm not sure. This is going to be a little bit nerve-wracking. I'm already nervous for this video, actually. I'm hoping that I'm not just going to waste my time here and just sit at the back of the grid for an eternity. I don't know. I mean, the last time I did Moto 3 was the Moto 3 career mode I did, and that's going back quite a while. We used the Husqvarna, where I only used power setting 1. If you've never seen any of those Moto 3 videos, I highly recommend you check them out, because I only ever used power setting 1, and we won quite a lot of races. Some of the races there were some of the best races I ever had in MotoGP 21. So let's see what we can do. Oh, what an awful corner. Absolutely terrible start there. Goodness me. If we can you imagine if we have to take a long lap penalty as well as the ride through penalty? This will just be awful. So back to it. Let's concentrate now. Power setting 3, 20 seconds behind Jamin Masia, 13 seconds behind Andy Farad Izdihar. So there's still time yet. We've still got plenty of time in this one. 28th position for Foggia. we still have a lot of opportunities. It all depends on what's going to happen up at the front. Hopefully Darren Binder can get his elbows out with Sergio Garcia and Masia, and hopefully we can start gaining some time back. We're already breached the 20-second gap, so it's now 19.7 seconds. Let's see what lap time we can produce. Pedro Acosta is currently the fastest man on track right now with a 1:45.299, so we were going to see where we're going to be at the end of this lap. I'm going to keep an eye on that fuel gauge as well, because we're already losing 2 seconds. Oh my goodness, another track limit warning. The nightmare could continue here. We could actually have a long lap penalty as well as a ride-through penalty to contend with here. That would be another video for another day if we already win this one. A long lap penalty, a ride-through penalty, and whatever other penalties you can get. That would just be unbelievable. But onto the right-hand side for the DrAce loop for turn 11. We are now bringing on the acceleration with Dennis Foggia. Plenty of time left in this one, so we don't really need to panic. Of course, I am panicking. That's what I tend to do for challenges such as these. I even panicked for some of the other ones, which we pretty much dominated anyway. But this one's going to be a little bit concerning. My most concern is going to be Moto 2 and MotoGP. I think the MotoGP ride-through challenge is going to be ridiculous, but I don't know what track to choose. I picked Assen in Moto 3 because I knew the last time we did this. In fact, let's get back to that in a second. We were 2 seconds quicker than Pedro Acosta's lap time. A 1:43.197 is a heck of a lap with Dennis Foggia. If we can go at that same pace, I'm pretty confident we can get the job done. Already the gap is down to 8 seconds to Andy Farad-Izdihar, 17 seconds to Binder. And I see a rider in the distance there. Ooh, hands are being rubbed together. Prosperous times are coming, ladies and gentlemen, I swear. But I must get back to what I was saying. Moto 3 career mode, I did here in Assen. I had a long lap penalty, I believe, or I made a massive mistake and I slowed down. And I was still in power setting 1 and I almost chased them down. It was quite a while ago now, but I did remember I had a wicked amount of pace here in Assen. And Assen, of course, is my favourite MotoGP track. So, this is a good combination. Dennis Foggia, one of my most favourite riders. Assen, favourite track. Honda, one of my favourite bikes. This should be a favourite video. So here we go then, on the left hand side for De Bolt. We'll get it into the right hand as well. The riders seem to be a little bit slower in this corner, so I do feel we can gain a lot of time going into Mandevin and even further up for the DrAce loops and going up into the final corners. Even for the hardlock into turn 1, they are a little bit slow as well. But onto the right hand side now for the corner I really can't pronounce as we go into turn 12, and now for 13. Chucking into the left hand side, nice and tight to the apex if we can for 14 and 15 for the Ramshock, nice and tight, there it is. Bring on the acceleration, we're going to be quicker actually by 0.3 of a second, and the gap is only 4. I think Andy Farad-Izdihar is on his own actually. He might be a little bit further back from the rest of the pack. I was hoping I could catch him up, but look at that lap time, a 1:42.695 for Dennis Foggia. We are on a charge here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a charge. And I guess what you're thinking, I probably should have used Pedro Acosta in Qatar because he started from pit lane and basically did something very similar. But I think you lose more time on a ride-through penalty. I'm not really sure. I would say you would, but it's up in arms. I guess we'll have to do that at some point. But now onto the left-hand side for Strubben. We are 3 seconds behind Andy Farad-Izdihar, but that doesn't really give us a good indication. But already, only 13.5 seconds behind Sergio Garcia, Masia and Rodrigo. We are using a lot of power setting 3 though, which is my concern. We'll have to keep an eye on the power setting 3. I might have to drop it down. What I'm thinking is drop it down to power setting 2 as we approach the other riders. So if we get behind a gaggle of riders, use power setting 2, use the slipstream, get past them as soon as possible, then jump it back up to power setting 3. Who knows what we're going to do yet, but this is tense. I'm excited already, and it does feel like I've got this one. I'm pretty confident. It's the thought of those laps just disappearing on us and we haven't moved anywhere. We're already up to lap 5.5. We're about to start lap 6 and I'm still in last position. So who knows what's going to happen. But onto the right hand side we'll go Andy Farad-Izdihar. Excuse me, my friend. I'm coming through. Dennis Foggia up into 27th. His first overtake of the video after the ride-through penalty. As we now go into the left hand side for Ramshock. Nice and tight to the apex. Oh, a little bit wobbly there as we now go firm on the brakes. Let's not mess it up like we did at the lap straight after the ride-through penalty. As we get on the left-hand side, Yuki Kuni is the next on our targets. As we get across the line, is this going to be an improvement? Not quite. It's still another 1:42 though, and 1:42.819 for Dennis Foggia on the 5th lap of this Assen Grand Prix. But onto the right-hand side we'll go. Excuse me, Yuki Kuni. Sorry for the bit of a barge. but I haven't got the time to stand around waiting for you to move. We had to make the move ourselves. So Adrian Fernandez into 25th position. He is the next man on our target. As we now go on the left-hand side for turn 4. Now into Strubben for turn 5. Nice and tight to the apex. You know I love a good move into Strubben. You better believe a move's coming into this one. Oh, I can't wait for it. But still, into power setting 3. A little bit of a look on the tyres. Not too bad. The right-hand side of the tyre has taken a bit of a hounding, and we're not even 50% of the way in. So I'm going to have to be very careful as we go on the left-hand side. Speaking of careful, I need to be a little bit more careful than that. Excuse me, Adrian Fernandez, I'm coming on through, my friend. Don't you dare touch my rear tyre on the acceleration, though. I wouldn't want to crash after this one. So Koffler, he is also in the way, so waiting for him to move from... We go for a lunge here into the left-hand side. Beautifully done into De Bolt. I don't think Koffler is going to have anything to respond to that one. So now onto the right-hand side, we'll go for Mandeven. Yeah, onto the right-hand side. Use a little bit of the rumble strip if you want to. Nice and tight to the apex for Dukas Loot. Bring it on for turn 12. Mandeven, I think it's called. As we now go onto the right-hand side. No, it's not. It's whatever it's called. As we really try to pronounce that one. So on the right-hand side for Hoghide. Now onto the left-hand side going into turn 14. Then for the Ramshock, we should have a lunge going into the final corner. So here it comes for the Great Timmer chicane. Hard on the brakes will go. Foggia going around the outside, not quite. Oh, just touched the rear tyre. Stefano Nepper fighting back. We do get ahead, and oh, goodness me, a little bit of a bump into Jason Dupasquier as we now get alongside him. We lost a little bit of time there. In fact, we lost around a second getting into the battles. A little bit of infighting going on right now as we... Oh, my goodness. That was a very scary moment on the brakes there. I did expect either Dupasquier or to Nepper to possibly bumping into the rear tyre there, but we now make a move up on the inside of Ricardo Rossi, Ethan Guevara. Ricardo Rossi is the next man on our sights. We now go on the left hand side, nice and tight to the apex for Strubben, nice and tight on the exit as well. Bring in on the acceleration, not too bad so far. Bring on the acceleration, get in behind Ricardo Rossi and get in behind Lorenzo Felon, and we should be alright. I'm still using power setting 2 for the time being, so we're still going to gain some extra fuel as we now go hard on the brakes in the left-hander. What a beautiful move going into the Russian hook. That was clinically executed as we now dive over the inside of Ricardo Rossi for Steckenval. This is fantastic. This is what I call a performance of a lifetime. This could be one heck of a video, ladies and gentlemen. If you're enjoying it so far, be sure to hit that like button and also consider subscribing, because I do plan on doing a lot more MotoGP content like this one. And of course we have the excellent MotoGP 21 career mode, so why not come and join the fun? But onto the right hand side for the Dukas Loop for turn 11, right in behind Kaita Toba. We might have a chance going around the outside here for the right hander, not quite, but we get the cut back. A little bit of contact made there, goodness me, absolutely battered into the side of Kaita Toba, and he's not letting it go either. Toba, let me get past, please. I'm trying to win this Grand Prix from the back of the grid and a ride through penalty. Please don't push me any further. We now go on the right hand side going into the Geert Terma chicane, now onto the left hand side for that little bit of a change of direction, going around the outside of Ayumi Sasaki. Not quite ahead of him yet, he's still hanging in. Might have to change it back up to power setting 3 yet, I'm not sure. 8 seconds, whoa. I thought Sasaki was going to touch the rear tyre as well. Oh my lord, this is getting tense. I'm getting warm. Goodness me. We're doing really well so far. We're through halfway almost around the pack, so we've got a few more positions to get ahead. But we have Denison Chu, Alcoba, I think that's Carlos Tatai, and there is also teammate Xavi Artigas. Let's stay in power setting 2. Let's use the slipstream of Onchu, rhyming accidentally, and let's get past Alcoba as well. So power setting 2 into the slipstream of Onchu. Carlos Tatai is there in 14th. Can we go around the outside? This is going to be a bold move. Can we get it done? Around the inside, around the outside, going in the inside, and very gentle on the acceleration on the brakes. Yes, brilliantly done. Excellently done there. Taking 3 riders in one corner. You love it. That's why you like DrAce. That's why we do things here on this channel. Xavi Artigas, teammate coming on through. Don't try and outbrake me going into De Bolt. And we are now up into the top 12 positions. This is excellent. This is pretty much how I wanted it to go. We might close in by lap 15 if things stay the same. I'm pretty confident in our abilities right now. We are still lapping extremely fast, even though we are in some serious contention with other riders right now. Good stuff so far. I'm enjoying this one, very much so. So on the left hand side for 14, on the left of the Ramshock, let's bring on the acceleration, get a little bit of slipstream, get close enough to McPhee and Fanati, and let's get into the Harbock with a bit... Oh, that's beautifully done. Oh my goodness, that was excellent. Didn't even need the move into Harbock. I was trying to line him up to get behind them, ready for a lunge into this corner here. Didn't even need it. This is... Oh, this is excellent. This is fantastic. I love using this Leopard Honda. Why I never chose this team in Moto3 in the first place, I have no idea. I guess they never offered me a contract. Maybe that's why. We used the Husqvarna, which still felt really good, but by God, I love these Moto3 machines. They are so good to use. They really are. But now onto the left-hand side for Strubbin, we have Mino and Salac battling out a little bit of infighting. Their guys are going to be in the way somewhat, as we have just dipped between the power band again. So we are actually losing fuel now. Let's change back to power setting 2. I don't know how much I can push the fuel. I've never really pushed it that much. I always save quite a little bit left for the races. And of course, this being different to a usual Grand Prix, I'm not sure how much I can abuse it. Well, let's get on the right-hand side for Stekenval. Excuse me, Andrea Mino. Excuse me, Philip Salac. Excuse me, Tatsuki Suzuki. Can we dive with the inside of Salac? Is it going to be enough? Oh my goodness, we might be able to take Tatsuki Suzuki as well. Callahan's defending well. Let him run it wide. Get for the cutback on the inside. Nice and tight to the apex. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely stunning. This is excellent. This is exactly how I planned this video. This is really, really good. And goodness me, we're only on... Well, we're about to start lap 10. So we still have a great chance of actually doing a bloody good race here. We could win this. We could still win this yet. This has been awesome. Thank you so much to DB Spacey for recommending or giving some sort of idea for this video. This is cracking. This is absolutely cracking. I'm enjoying this to the whole fullest amount. This is awesome. So we have a couple more laps to go. Still got plenty in it. 3.5 seconds is the gap to Sergio Garcia. I think we're good. Power setting 2 may not need to be changed. I'm going to think about this. We may not need to change from power setting 3 from now on. Yeah, from power setting 2. We might need to just leave it there. We'll see what fuel we have left for the next couple of laps, but Darren Binder is getting really, really racy. Look at him having a lunge up on the inside of Antonelli. But that's the Darren Binder we know in real life. Excellently done from the South African. So a quick update on the tyre situation. The right-hand side of both mediums are looking a little bit worse for wear, but I think I've done a good job with not overheating them. I think we've done a really, really good job, actually. They're at optimum temperature, and I feel fantastic on board this Honda. Really, really good. I feel, honestly, it's so solid. It feels amazing. This is by far the best Moto3 machine. I'm thinking I'm going to have to do a championship mode with the Moto3, but I just think it might be a little bit too easy, because considering how much we've chased down the pack, and we're already going to have a lunge on Binder in a moment, I think. Might not be able to get it done here, but we'll go for the tight apex for Mandevin. And oh, don't touch my rear tyre. Goodness me, get off my rear tyre, Lord almighty. Don't make me panic in this video. I'm already on the edge of my seat, getting backache, as we now go on the right-hand side for turn 12. Bring on the acceleration, and let's get in behind Masia, Antonelli. And I do believe that's Gabriel Rodrigo as well. So on the left-hand side we'll go. This is a battle for a podium position. Antonelli skews on out the way. Masia get out the way. Hard on the brakes. Goodness me, who's going to land on this one? Who's going to land on their feet after this one? I thought everyone was going to crash then. Goodness me. If everyone crashed then I just would have... Oh my goodness. Controllers would have been thrown. That would have just been absolutely dire. But we did get across the line with our first 144 lap of quite a while. We were very, very consistent with the 143s there. Just take a look at those lap times. A 143.6, a 143.7, a 143.8, and a 143.7. I didn't actually quite see what the lap time was before that one. I do believe that was my fastest, maybe the 142.695, something like that. But we are now onto the podium position. We possibly could have done this with less laps. Possibly not, because the fuel is proportionate to the amount of race distance we have. So for example, we have 16 laps. So we had power setting 3 for a hell of a long time because of 16 laps. If we had power setting 3 on 12 laps, for example, we'd already be completely out of fuel by now. So I'm not sure whether we could or we couldn't. I guess that's for another video at some point, but for the time being, I'm pretty confident we've got this one. This might be the last couple of laps just was chilling. I can't believe this. This is fantastic. I did not expect to be up here already going into lap 12. We might get past them going into the gear timber chicane, possibly. Not sure yet. I'm still in power setting 2. I haven't changed to 3. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I'm loving this video. I really hope you're enjoying it too, because I'm having a great time. My hands are shaking. This could be an excellent challenge. What a great suggestion. It really is awesome. So here we go, hard on the brakes with the right boot sticking out, and on to the right hand side for the gear timber chicane, to the left hand side. Oh, we did cut the corner there, but no penalty was given. I guess that wouldn't really make a massive difference in the grand scheme of things, but I must be careful from there. And yes, Sergio Garcia, this is Dennis Foggia charging his way through the pack. So on the right hand side for Harbaugh, Pedro Acosta. Do you remember me? My name's Dennis Foggia, and I took you out in Valencia. As we're now going the right side. We're not going to take anyone out here, though, by the way. We don't do that here, but we dive on the inside of Pedro Acosta. Acosta got sandwiched a little bit with Sergio Garcia and Foggia. Sergio Garcia in the lead, but for how long is Foggia going to go for the cutback? Nice and tight to the apex. Bring on the accelerator. Contact! Bring on the acceleration. Oh, Sergio Garcia fights back. Sergio Garcia still in the lead, and this is a chance for us to take over at the front. The voice is going, excuse me, as Pedro Acosta now takes over at the front going into the Wienslang. This is actually not over yet. We have a bit of a battle on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. I expect us to dash on through, but it looks like, goodness me, Sergio Garcia. That was a lunge and a half. Can you imagine if he just took me out then? I would have gone ballistic. But now, onto the left-hand side we'll go. Nice and tight to the apex is required here to get the cutback going in to turn 10. Is this going to be the lunge we need? Right-hand side we go. Tight to the apex for Mandevin. Bring on the acceleration. We have the lead. We have finally claimed the lead after 12 laps. The ride-through penalty, you name it, we are in the lead. What a race this has been so far. Absolutely phenomenal. We've got it. We can't falter from here. Surely not. Unless something catastrophic occurs, I think we've got this one in the bag. What a race so far. So on the left-hand side we'll go. Beautifully done for turn 17. Now in for 18. Beautifully done as well. And across the line, that is our slowest lap in quite a long time. It was 1:44.9. So let's see what we can produce now then. We've got 4 laps remaining. Let's just see what we can do. Now to up the ante a little bit more, I've got a couple of mince pies waiting to be eaten. So unless we take the victory in this one, I'm not going to be scoffing anything. So we have to dig down deep and make sure we get the victory for the mince pies. The aces deserve mince pies for all. So on the left-hand side for Strubben, I think we've got it. I'm going to say it. You know what's coming. Once you get a second lead, you break the resolve with the rider behind. We have 1.1 seconds with power setting 2. If we even try power setting 3, we're going to blast away from the competition. So I think I can finally sit back and relax somewhat. I think we've got the job done. I really do. But I originally considered doing 100% distance. I thought that's what we would require to win this one, but it looks like the 75% distance was good enough. Maybe we could have reduced it a little bit more to possibly 50%. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll have to revisit this one with the 50%. But all I know is this video has been fantastic. I really hope you've enjoyed it so far, because I have really enjoyed making this one. It's been very nerve-wracking and very stressful, but for the good reasons. This has been awesome, and I think we've got the job done. I really do. Unless something disaster is going to happen now, I don't think we're going to bottle it. Foggia has dominated from the back of the grid, the ride-through penalty, the fastest lap of the race, a plethora of overtakes, an absolutely ridiculous amount of overtakes, and then a battle with Acosta and Sergio Garcia. Excellent. It's just amazing. I think I will swap it over to power setting 3 for the last couple of laps and just see what we can produce. Maybe I'll do it on penultimate. I can't even say penultimate. For the penultimate lap or for this one. So I'll tell you what, let's do it now. Let's see if we can beat the lap time of 1:42.695, and let's see what we can produce. Now I did only change it to power setting 3 briefly there, so maybe I'll do it for the penultimate lap. I'll check to see what sort of laps we've got left. Currently it's +2, so once we get across the line for the next lap, we'll change it to power setting 3. But wow, amazing. I guess I'm gonna have to say it. If anyone's got more suggestions like this one, let me know in the comment section down below. If you've got an idea for a challenge that you think I'm going to be able to do, let me know in the comment section down below. But I must put something out there, a little bit of an upset to the apple cart. Look at the tyres in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Not too healthy, is it? Those right hand sides are a little bit worse for wear. Now if you did see the Jerez Grand Prix that we did in MotoGP career mode in second season, you know how tough it gets when the tyres really drop like that. That was one of the toughest rides I had ever in MotoGP 21, and that's even including this ride through penalty. That video was so hard. Johan Zarco pushed me to the absolute death in that Grand Prix, and I think only because I was extremely aggressive with him is the only reason we were able to actually come out on top. Unbelievable. But we are approaching now the final 2 laps, and I'm very, very happy with the success of this Grand Prix so far. Very positive. Acosta, Garcia on the podium as well, so pretty much the best 3 riders in Moto 3 last season. I hate to say last season now, but unfortunately it is last season because it's over, isn't it? So maybe still this season, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Across the line we'll go, and there it is, another 144 lap, another positive lap actually, with I think that's still quicker than the rest of the competition. Power setting 2 with tyres that have just been absolutely abused. Also, it could be a suggestion to use soft tyres for the next challenge. There's a bit of a food for thought, as we're now on the right hand side for turn 4. Get into the left hand side for my favourite corner for Strubben. Nice and tight to the apex, beautifully done, as we then go wide for the exit and fire it on the exit. Beautifully done. The tyre wear has been pretty good though, I won't lie, I think we've done a good job with the tyre wear. This is usually where I'd expect the tyres to be at this stage of the race, so I think we've done a really good job. Really, really good job on this one. So going into the left-hander for the Wienschlang, and then, sorry, for the right-hander for the Wienschlang, and now for the left-hander for Russian Hook, and then for the right-hander for the turn 8 for Steckenval. I actually messed up my line there, if you will, as we're now on the left-hand side. I've actually done a few videos today, and the voice is going. The voice is definitely going. I don't know if you can tell, but I've absolutely thrashed the videos today because I'm trying my best to stay ahead of the content, doing a lot of extra work, and unfortunately, yeah, I'm having to try and catch up on the videos, so I'm just doing my best. But I'm actually really surprised I've had a chance to talk about anything but this Grand Prix, because I expect us to still be battling it out for the final lap, but we're doing it in tremendous style right now. Totally tremendous. Turn 14, 15, and we'll only have 1 more lap remaining. So power setting 3, let's see what we can produce on the final lap. Rub your hands together and predict what lap time I'm going to get on the final lap. So here we go. Across the line, acceleration full, power setting 3 full. Let's see what we can produce on this final lap. So hard on the brakes, we'll go for the hard buck for turn 1. Nice and tight to the apex, and then bring on the acceleration. So down by roughly 1/10 of a second, that's absolutely fine. Keep going into the right hander here, nice and tight to the apex again if we can. Just trail braking ever so slightly going into turn 3. Keep it tight to turn 4. Keep it in, keep it in, keep it in. Flick it to the left-hand side. Go hard on the brakes. Don't brake too much because I don't want to end up binning it right here. And then bring on the acceleration. So 1/10.5 down, 1/10. Oh, it's close. We're actually going to be in the green if we continue acceleration. Not quite, maybe. Is it? Go on. Yes, we're in the green. So we're actually ahead from our fast lap earlier with the 142.695. As we now go on the left-hand side for the Russian Hook. Nice and tight on the wide entry. And now go into the right-hander for the nice and tight apex for Steckenval. Beautifully done. Bring on acceleration and line up the motorcycle for the next couple of corners. This is good. This could be another 142. As long as we get into the 142s again, I'll be a pretty happy man by the end of this video. I'm a happy man already because the video has just been excellent. Really awesome. I've really enjoyed this one. As we now go on the right-hand side, keep it nice and tight for the Dukersloot, and then bring on the acceleration. We aren't going to improve, and we might not actually make it into the 142s anymore, but I guess that doesn't matter. I tell you what, it won't matter anyway, because I'm going to go for a massive wheelie across the line. 5 seconds clear we are right now from Pedro Acosta. 5 seconds clear. What a race. This has been excellent. Let me know in the comment section down below what challenge you want me to do next, because I can't wait to tackle another one just like this. Massive wheelie across the line because we are victorious after even taking a ride-through penalty. How about that one? To the end of the Grand Prix, those are your results. Foggia wins with Pedro Acosta and Garcia on the podium, but you know what really matters, and that is that we came from the back of the grid, the ride-through penalty, and took the victory. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Hit subscribe as well for more DrAce content. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now. Oh, hi. Didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.